Hello, my name is Mary Ellen Barrett, and I've been a homeschool mom for about 24 years now. And my favorite year to teach was always kindergarten. I loved having kindergarten classes, and I loved the excitement that small children have about learning. That's why I'm so excited to show you Seton's new art and poetry course. It is designed with your young people in mind, and it is designed to introduce them to beauty and poetry and artwork and all those things small children can get excited about. I'd like to show you one of the lessons. It's my favorite lesson. Now, a lot of the poems in here you're going to be familiar with from your own childhood, and some of them may be new to you, which is really exciting. This one is called I'll Be a Sunbeam, and it was familiar to me because it was something that I had in a picture book as a young child, and I remember my mother reading it to me, but I don't think it's as familiar to younger moms nowadays, so I was really excited to see it in the book. It's called I'll Be a Sunbeam, and the first stanza goes, Jesus wants me for a sunbeam to shine for him each day. In every way, try to please him at home, at school, at play. And isn't that a beautiful message for your young child to try to please Jesus in every way in their whole lives? And the poem goes on from there. Now, the poem is paired up with this beautiful piece of art. It's called The Education for Work by Silvestro Lega, and it was painted in 1863. And it shows a beautiful young mother sitting in the sun, so there's a sunbeam that relates to the poem, and her pretty little child is sitting there in front of her helping her wind wool. So she's helping her mother, which is what the poem is all about, is helping and pleasing Jesus that way. And it just evokes a simpler time, and it's just a lovely piece of art. It's very simple. It's a simple piece of art for your child to look at and observe. And then when you're finished reading, if you're enrolled in kindergarten, which I strongly suggest you do because you get these lovely daily lesson plans. Now in week 21, you'll see that it gives you directions on how to present the poem to your child. And then you read the poem out loud to your child once and then choose two of the verses and read them out loud to your child slowly 3 times. This is so your child can kind of get familiar with the rhyme schemes and the language of the poem. And these are important skills going forward phonetically for them to learn reading. It's kind of a pre-reading skill to be able to recognize those sounds. And the poem is just lovely too. So after that, there's an activity for each poem. And in this case, it was try to have your child make up a funny rhyme themselves using some of the rhyming words in the poem, such as grace and face, and girl and pearl, and heart and part. And this can be very fun and silly for your child to do, to try and make up their own rhymes. The next day, we focus on the piece of art. So we're going to try and bump up your child's observational skills. So have them look at the piece of art for a minute or so, look at it really intently, kind of observe the different things in it. And then there's a list of questions that you can ask. Is it a nice day outside? How can you tell? What do you think the little girl was doing before she started helping the woman? What do you think she will do after? Try to make a story of the painting with your child. And that's always fun, having them explore and use their imagination. And then every single time we ask, do you like the painting and why? And sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no, and that's all fine. And then, of course, the last thing is each lesson comes with a little craft or art project for your kindergartner to do. We've paid special attention to try to make sure that the crafts use things that you will commonly find in the house. For example, this one is to make a paper plate sunbeam using a little picture of your child that will go in the middle, and then the paper plate becomes a sun, and then you can hang it up. And it uses just yellow paint and the photo of your child and a common paper plate that you might have in the house. And it will only take a few minutes, and it will make a nice little display for your child to hang on the fridge or to show Grandma and Grandpa when they come to visit. So, if you are interested in exploring some art and poetry with your little one, I strongly suggest that you enroll in kindergarten and get this course. And I hope you have as much fun teaching kindergarten as I did.